I saw this post on Twitter. It says favorite debut album of the 90s. Okay, so here is the material. Here is the material. Okay, I'm gonna do something different and not start with Mariah because that's obvious. Okay, so I'll get to her. I'll get to her. Okay, so I'll probably go with Tony Braxton. You know, Tony Braxton album was very good. Was very good. The funny thing was, I tried to listen to this album a few years ago. I turned it off after track two. That Breathe Again song. I still hate that song. Okay, and then, people were talking about it again, and I was like, you know what? Let me go give it a listen. It is so good. It is so good. I did a review of this on my main YouTube channel, Anastasia 25, if you would like to check that out. But yeah, she ate because Love Affair might be my favorite Tony Braxton song. I haven't finished her discography yet, but the amount of times I've replayed that song, it's one for the books. It's one for the books, okay? I know that replay button hate to see me coming, okay? Because it's just, what a moment, what a moment, what a moment that song was. 7 Whole Days was a really good song. I like Candlelight a lot on this album. Like, no, like Tony ate, okay? Everybody who worked on the album ate, okay? So that's definitely gonna be there, okay? Now we'll get to Mariah, obviously. Mariah has my favorite debut album of all time, by the way. I'm sorry. She obliterated everyone. I'm sorry. Like, how do you come out with Vision of Love as a lead single? And I always say this, but it's so true. It's so true. Imagine listening to that and, you're just getting on a scene. I would be sick because how am I supposed to compete with Vision of Love, okay? The Magna Carta of Melisma, she was singing for her life on Vision of Love, okay? All those riffs and runs, her songwriting, the production. Vision of Love was a juggernaut, okay? So you have to start with Vision of Love. Love Takes Time is my favorite on the album, okay? That whole bridge moment and that performance in Stockholm, it was crazy. It was crazy. And I did post a video. If you're watching this on TikTok, they took it down. I think my second YouTube, Anastasia 25 vlogs, it's on there. But I absolutely love that performance of Love Takes Time. I love that song. Alone in Love, the fact that she wrote that at 14 is insane. Like, lyrically, I really enjoyed that one. All in Your Mind, that's just one of the songs, and I'm just listening to it in awe of what Mariah is doing. You listen to it and it's just like, wow, she really pushed her voice to the limit. And that's one of the reasons why I love Mariah. She's my favorite artist, and I have so much respect for her as a recording artist because she literally gave it all that she had. Okay, this debut album really shows, what she can do on it. So I was impressed by that. You got some album cuts that are underrated. You got Prisoner, which is a fan favorite. I love Prisoner, so you got to give moments like that. Set From Up Above was a really good song on this album too. Yeah, 4 number 1 singles, 15 million worldwide, 2 Grammys she got for this album. Mariah, the icon and legend that you are. This album fed me. I don't know how many times I've listened to it, but I remember when I got into Mariah and listening to this, Emotions, and Music Box in one day, I was tuned in. I was tuned in. Like, this album is very special to me, okay? So I have to give love to her debut. And then if I have to pick one more album to kind of round out this little top three that I'm giving, I would give it to the Lauryn Hill album. I think that this is a solid album. There's no skips on this album for me. When we're talking about stuff like Everything is Everything, I'm very fond of that song. I also really enjoy stuff like Every Ghetto, Every City. That was so good. Superstar. She talked about getting fired at Foot Locker. Okay, so you had that moment. And then the song with D'Angelo, Nothing Even Matters. The way that their voice blend together is great. I really like the song with Mary J. Blige on this album too. Okay, yeah. Mary and Lauren, they were singing their ass off, okay? You had X Factor on this album, which tends to be a fan favorite. Controversial, it's not top 3 on the album. There's better songs. Do Wop That Thing is a great song on here too. So yeah. And I like X Factor, by the way. I'm just saying that there's better songs and they should be getting more in the conversation, okay? But this was a great album. This was a great album and everything. Got sued to her ass because she tried to lie and say she did everything. But the album, it's historic. It's historic. Okay, so that would round out my top 3. Some thoughts on some of the other albums here. Britney Spears' debut album was not good. I think a lot of us can agree on that. It was carried by the singles. A lot of people like to hate on Sometimes. That's one of my favorite Britney Spears songs, okay? Especially that bridge moment. The music video was camp. She had Baby One More Time on this album. You Drive Me Crazy. So she had good singles. Album track sucked, okay? Christina debut album, it was giving, they were like, we have Mariah Carey at home, okay? That's what it was giving. That's what it was giving. The singles on here, great. What a Girl Wants, I Turn to You, Reflection, stuff like that. She had great singles on this album, okay? I don't remember if Reflection was on the album, but, still, I think it's from this era, but that song still ate. So yeah, the singles on this album, for the most part were good. I don't like Coming Over. That was the number 1 song when I was born. I don't like that song. I think it sucks, to be frank with you. I think the album tracks suck. I think the album was too long. Stripped, in my opinion, is the only good Christina Aguilera album. I've said this before and people hate it, but you know what? You go listen to Christina's discography and try to convince me that she has anything close to Stripped. You can't. Okay? Period. Okay, so that's kind of my thoughts on that. This Fiona Apple album, I'm a huge fan of Fiona Apple. She has to be at least in my top 10 artists of all time. This is probably my least favorite Fiona Apple album, she had the song Criminal, which was a big hit for her, and her biggest hit, basically. She had The First Taste on this album. I like Never Is a Promise. So yeah, there were some good songs in here. I just think that she's elevated so much on every single album that this is her worst album to me, and I don't really go back to it. Oh yeah, this Mary J. Blige album was really good. I like Reminisce a lot. That's the song that always comes to mind whenever I think about this. And, you know, Real Love was a good song. I like her rendition of Sweet Thing, you know, and while I'm here, fuck Shaka Khan. Y'all know I don't like her. If you're wondering why, I have a video on here and on YouTube, Generational Hate. And so that goes into why I don't like her. But she ate Shaka Khan up. I don't care what anyone says. So yeah, I think that this album was good. There were some songs that I didn't like. That song with Casey was a hot mess, but we're not getting into that today. Monica's debut album was not good in my opinion. I think the only song I like was Before You Walk Out My Life, and I've come to realize Monica's not an artist for me, okay? I've listened to 3 Monica albums, which is the first 3, and I only walked away with the singles that she released the album. I do not like her album tracks at all. I think, you know, her music was mid, and I can give credit to what she's done, and, you know, icon in her own right, surely, but the music's not hitting for me personally, okay? So that's my honest thoughts there. And then I'm trying to see if I forgot anyone else that I want to talk about. This TLC album, I only got halfway through it, and I just turned it off, but I don't like TLC's music outside of singles. I think that they can't sing. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's giving chain smoking. And I feel like a lot of you TLC fans know that. So if you come for me in the comments like, oh wow, I don't really give a fuck. And so yeah, that's going to be it. That's going to be it. Let me know down below in the comments though, what are your favorite debut album of the 90s? And we can have that conversation. But yeah, shout out to this Twitter account because they be feeding me. I be seeing these posts. I'm like, I have to make a video on this. But you can share your favorites out of all of these, okay? Oh my God. Why the fuck did they put JLo on here, bro? Oh, every time I go through this shit. Bro, every time. Like, how did I just now, you know, good thing I moved out the way. I'm tired of them sneaking JLo on with her can't, trash singing ass, stealing vocal ass. No, absolutely the fuck not. That just pissed me off. Anyways, yeah, let me know what y'all think down below. We can continue that conversation, but they just pissed me off. Oh my God.